Good morning, Captain.
Tree Zulu, wind 240 at 6, visibility 10 miles or more, temperature 1 tree, dew point 08, QNH 1017, VFR conditions, landing and departing runway 22, transition level 060, read back all hold short instructions, advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Stansted Airport information Lima, 07 Tree Zulu, wind 240 at 6, visibility 10 miles or more, temperature 1 tree, dew point 08, QNH 1017, VFR conditions, landing and departing runway 22, transition level 060, read back all hold short instructions, advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Stansted Airport information Lima, 07 Tree Zulu, wind 240 at 6, visibility 10 miles or more, temperature 1 tree.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, ready to copy IFR clearance to Dublin Airport.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, Stansted delivery, expect runway 22, Utava 1 Romeo departure, squawk 4422.
Utava 1 Romeo departure, squawk 4422. Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 tree when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.73 when ready. Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Ryanair 19 Mike Tango, contact Stansted Tower 123.805.
Over to Tower 123.805, Ryanair 19 Mike Tango.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Ready to start programming the FMC? Alright, I'll start loading the route.
Ryanair 52 Uniform Charlie, gate 71 right taxi via Lima Romeo, Lima Juliet Delta.
Gate 71 right via Lima Romeo, Lima Juliet Delta, Ryanair 52 Uniform Charlie.
Would you mind checking the SIDs and starters? Heading out for my checks.
Ryanair 76 X-Ray Foxtrot at Gate 3 for right. Request pushback and engine start.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, Stansted ground, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position. Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, Stansted ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Pushback approved. Face southwest. Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot.
Aircraft looks good.
Ryanair 76 X-ray
Boarding
Foxtrot.
requested.
Request taxi to the active.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, runway 22 taxi via Bravo Echo Bravo Hotel Romeo.
Runway 22 taxi via Bravo Echo, Bravo, Hotel, Romeo, Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot.
We are ready for pushback.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, contact Stansted Tower 123.805. Bye-bye.
Contact Tower 123.805, Ryanair 76 X-ray
Passengers boarding
Foxtrot.
started.
Bye-bye.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Welcome on board. Good morning. This way. Hello. This way, please. Welcome on board. Good morning. May I see your boarding pass? Hello. Good morning.
Glide slow.
This way, please.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Sink rate.
May I
Pull
see your
up.
boarding pass?
Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink.
Welcome on board.
Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps.
Hello.
Too low. Terrain. Glide slope.
Boarding pass, please.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 2,500. 1,000. 500.
Hello.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear. Wind shear.
Hello.
Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain.
Good morning.
Ryanair 21 Yankee Mike, gate 72 left taxi via Lima Romeo, Lima Hotel Delta.
Gate 72 left via Lema Romeo, Lema, Hotel, Delta, Ryanair 21 Yankee Mike.
Good morning. This way, please.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Tested. Navigation, transfer, and display switches. Normal and auto.
Hello.
Window heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto.
Hello.
Flight instruments. Sit. Parking brake.
Welcome on board.
On. Fuel control switches.
Blue Max
Cut
2
off.
Kilo Quebec at gate 34
Departure
left.
briefing.
Request pushback.
It will be a left seat takeoff from Echo, Golf, Sierra, Sierra.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec,
Echo,
Stansted
India,
ground,
Delta,
pushback
Whiskey.
approved.
Taxi
Base
route is
southwest.
for ATC instructions. We'll be departing on runway.
Pushback
2,
approved.
2,
Face
climbing via
southwest.
the departure
Blue Max 2
procedures to
Kilo
an initial
Quebec.
altitude of 6,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
This way, please.
No. Completed. Pre-flight checklist completed.
Good morning. This way, please. This way, please. This way.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec. Request taxi to the active.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec, runway 22 taxi via Bravo Echo Bravo Hotel Romeo.
Runway 22 taxi via Bravo Echo, Bravo, Hotel, Romeo, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo at gate 41, request pushback and engine start.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec, contact Stansted Tower 123.805.
Contact Tower 123.805, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, Stansted ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Locking gear.
Magic Sun 50 Uniform Golf, gate 51 left taxi via Lima Romeo, Lima, Juliet, Charlie Mike, 51 Lima.
Gate 5 on the left via Lema Romeo, Lema, Juliet, Charlie Mike, 5 on Lema, Magic Sun 50 Uniform Golf.
Good morning.
Gate 5 on the left via Lema Romeo, Lema, Juliet, Charlie Mike, 5 on Lema, Magic Sun 50 Uniform Golf.
50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Golf. 50 Uniform Gol
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door. Closed and locked. Fuel 930 kilograms. Checked. Passenger signs. On. MCP. Speed 150. Heading 222. Altitude 6000. Set. Takeoff speed B1-141. BR-143. B2-150. Check. CDU pre-flight. Completed. Rudder and aileron trim. Free and zero. Anti-collision lights. On. Before start checklist completed. Starting engine 2.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking the nose gear.
Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima, ATA gate 45 right, request pushback.
Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima, Stansted ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Engine 2 started.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest. Magic Sun 58
Engine
Echo
2
Lima.
cut out.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin.
Starting engine 1.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Engine 1 started. Engine 1 cut out. All engines stable. Clear on the right. Clear on the left.
Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima, taxi for departure.
Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima, runway 22,
For taxi
via
checklist.
Juliet, Charlie,
Generators.
Sierra.
On. Progi.
Runway 22, taxi
Auto.
via Juliet, Charlie,
Isolation
Sierra.
valve.
Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima.
Auto. Engine start switches. Continuous.
Magic Sun 58
Recall.
Echo Lima, hold
Check.
position for company
Auto
traffic.
brakes.
I'll call you back.
Rejected takeoff. Flight control
Hold
test.
position, Magic Sun 58 Echo
Full
Lima.
left. Neutral. Full right.
Magic
Neutral.
Sun 58
Full
Echo
back.
Lima, contact Stansted Tower 123
Full
decimal
forward.
805.
Check. Brake test.
Over to tower 123.805, Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima.
DEBE.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, taxi for departure.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, runway 22 taxi via Charlie Whiskey Charlie Sierra.
Runway 22 taxi via Charlie Whiskey, Charlie Sierra, Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Checked. Before taxi checklist completed. From the flight deck, we wanted to welcome you on board and thank you for flying with us this morning. We're anticipating a relatively smooth ride with the exception of a few bumps on the way out. We'll be airborne soon.
Ryanair 8345 at gate 50 left. Request pushback.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, contact Stansted Tower 123.805.
Over to Tower 123.805, Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
Approaching
Blue
runway
Max 1
two,
X-Ray
two.
Romeo, holding short, runway 22.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, runway 22, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 22, Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps. Sit. Stabilization trim. Sit. Transponder. Sit.
Blue Max 1,
Cabin
X-Ray
crew.
Romeo,
Cabin crew, prepare for
Stansted Tower,
takeoff.
wind 240
Notified.
at 6, runway 22.
Before takeoff checklist
cleared
complete.
for
On
takeoff.
runway two, two.
Runway 22, cleared for takeoff. Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo.
Magic Sun 58, Echo Lima, contact Stansted Director 136.2.
Thrust set. Checked.
Contact Stansted Director
Speed alive.
136.2, Magic
Check.
Sun 58 Echo Lima.
80 knots. Checked.
All aircraft be advised information mic now current, QNH 1017.
V1. Rotate. Gear up. Positive rate. Positive rate of climb. .400 feet. Lateral navigation. LNAV on. Vertical navigation.
Blue Max 1
VNAV
X-Ray
on.
Romeo, contact Stansted Director 136.2.
Contact
Acceleration
Stansted
altitude.
Director 136.2, Blue Max 1 X-Ray
Autopilot.
Romeo.
Command A on.
Stansted Director Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, 2,300 feet.
VNAV on.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, Stansted Director, good morning, identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Blue
After
Max 1
takeoff
X-Ray
checklist.
Romeo.
Engine start switches. Off. Packs. On. Auto brakes. Flaps 1. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Flaps up. Up. After takeoff checklist completed. Flaps up.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, contact London Control 118.475.
Contact London Control 118.475, Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot. Bye-bye.
Stansted Director, Ryanair 8345, 1,000 feet.
Ryanair 8345 Stansted Director identified, climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Ryanair 8345.
Transition altitude. Checked.
Stansted Director, Chinook 67 Echo, 800 feet.
Chinook 67 Echo Stansted Director, good morning, identified, climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, Chinook 67 Echo.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec, contact London Control 118.475.
Contact London Control 118.475, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Contact London Control 118.475. Have a good morning.
Contact London Control 118.475, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. London Control, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo through flight level 158 for flight level 180, direct for Z.
Blue Max 1 X-ray, Romeo, London Control, identified, climb to flight level 360.
Climb to flight level 360, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot, contact Amsterdam radar, 119er, decimal 175. Have a good morning.
Contact Amsterdam radar 119.175, Ryanair 76 X-ray Foxtrot.
Blue Max 2, Kilo Quebec, contact London Control 118, decimal 775.
Center on 118.775, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Control Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima, through flight level 160 for flight level 1 NR 0.
Magic Sun 58, Echo Lima, London Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 390.
Climb to flight level 3 NR 0, Magic Sun 58 Echo Lima.
November, Papa contact Paris Control 126, decimal 475, bye-bye.
Center on 126.475, Easy 18 November Papa.
X-ray Romeo, contact London Control 118, decimal 775, bye-bye.
Contact London Control 118, decimal 775, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, bye-bye. London Control, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, out of flight level 321 for flight level 360 direct Trent.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, London Control, radar contact.
flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. We hope you enjoyed today's flight. We'll certainly do our best up here to make it as enjoyable as possible. When the seatbelt sign is off, you're free to get up and move about the cabin. However, when seated, please keep your seatbelt fastened as turbulence can occur at any time. Thanks again and welcome aboard. Approaching top of descent.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, ready for descent.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, Bagso 4 Lima, runway 28 left, descend to flight level 100.
Bagso 4 Lima, runway 28 left, descend to flight level 100, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data. 135. Minimums 200.
Approach briefing. We're expecting the ILS approach for runway 28 right. The minimum altitude is 200 feet. We'll use auto brakes too. We can expect to park at gate.
Charlie Juliet.
In case of go around,
Dublin,
we'll climb per
119er,
ATC instructions on the runway heading. Any questions?
I'm good.
Contact Dublin approach
Descent checklist completed.
119.555. Shamrock 2 Charlie Juliet.
Shamrock 26. Mike. Contact Dublin approach 119er, decimal 555.
Contact Dublin approach 119 decimal 555. Shamrock 26 Mike.
From the flight deck, we've started our descent and expect to arrive to the gate in 20 to 25 minutes. It's been a pleasure having you on board with us today. We look forward to seeing you again on a future flight.
Easy 895 Romeo. Contact Belfast. Approach 13 for decimal 8.
Contact Belfast approach 134 decimal 8 Easy 895 Romeo.
Greenstone 11 Bravo Mike. Turn left, heading 295. Climb to flight level 193.
Turn left, heading 295. Climb to flight level 193. Greenstone 11 Bravo Mike.
Greenstone 11 Bravo Mike. Cleared direct Matute. Resumo navigation.
Clear direct Matute. Resume own navigation. Greenstone 11 Bravo Mike.
Ryanair 8 Alpha Kilo, QNH102. 1 expect radar vectors for ILS Alpha, runway 26.
QNH1021 expect radar vectors for ILS Alpha runway 26, Ryanair 8 Alpha Kilo.
Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo, London Control, expect Listo 1 Lima, runway 22.
Expect Listo 1 Lima, runway 22, Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo.
Blue Max 2, Kilo Quebec, London Control, expect radar vectors, ILS runway 25.
Expect radar vectors, ILS runway 25, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Speedbird 8 Whiskey, London Control, expect Impel 1 Echo, runway 06.
Expect Impel 1 Echo, runway 06, Speedbird 8 Whiskey.
Ryanair 8, Alpha Kilo, turn left, heading 265, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1018, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 265, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1018, Ryanair 8 Alpha Kilo.
Lufthansa 1528, contact Belfast, approach 134.8.
Contact Belfast approach 134.8, Lufthansa 1528.
Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo, Listo 1 Lima, runway 22, report ready for descent.
Listo 1 Lima, runway 22, ready for descent, Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo.
Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, Ryanair 3 Uniform Bravo.
Blue Max 2, Kilo Quebec, radar vectors, ILS runway 25, report ready for descent.
Radar vectors, ILS runway 25, ready for descent, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Blue Max 2, Kilo Quebec, Aldergrove landing runway 25.
Aldergrove, landing runway 25, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec, descend to flight level 340.
Descend to flight level 340, Blue Max 2 Kilo Quebec.
Speedbird 8 Whiskey, Inpil 1 Echo, runway 06. Report ready for descent.
Inpil 1 Echo, runway 06, ready for descent. Speedbird 8 Whiskey.
Speedbird 8 Whiskey, descent to flight level 260.
Descend to flight level 260, Speedbird 8 Whiskey.
Speed brake armed.
Ryanair 8, Alpha Kilo, contact Shannon Control 132.15. Have a good morning.
Contact Shannon Control 132.15, Ryanair 8 Alpha Kilo, bye-bye.
London Control, Easy 17 November Papa, flight level 188.
Easy 17 November, Papa, London Control, identified. Continue climb to flight level 330.
Continue climb to flight level 330, Easy 17 November Papa.
Passing
Blue
10,000
Max
feet.
1 X-ray Romeo, contact Dublin, approach 119er, decimal 555.
Contact Dublin approach 119er, decimal 555, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Dublin approach, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, flight level 097. We have Zulu on board.
Blue Max 1 X-ray, Romeo Dublin approach, QNH 1020. Expect the ILS runway 28 left with the Obinu transition.
QNH 1020. Expect the ILS runway 28 left with the Obinu transition. Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Main brake arm. Approach checklist. Aero reference.
Checked.
Approach checklist completed. Glide slope alive.
Dublin approach. Ryanair 5 November Charlie. Good morning. Flight level 340. We have Zulu. Ryanair 5 November Charlie Dublin approach. Good morning. QNH 1020. Expect the ILS runway 28 left with the Obanu transition. QNH 1020, expect the ILS runway 28 left with the Obanu transition. Ryanair 5 November Charlie. Ryanair 5 November Charlie. Descend to flight level 080. Descend to flight level 080. Ryanair 5 November Charlie. Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Descend to 3,000 feet,
Break on.
QNH
Flaps
1020.
Descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1020, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Cleared direct Obinu. Cross Obinu at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 28 left.
Cleared direct Obinu, cross Obinu at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 28 left, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Transition altitude.
Checked. Approach mode.
Flaps 5. Flaps 10. Gear down. Flaps 15. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Flaps 40.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Contact Dublin Tower 118.6.
Contact Tower 118.6, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo. Bye-bye. Dublin Tower, Blue Max 1 X-ray. Romeo, ILS runway 28 left.
Blue Max 1 X-ray, Romeo Dublin Tower, wind 270 at 8, runway 28 left cleared to land.
Runway 28 left cleared to land. Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
Cabin crew. Cabin crew prepare for landing.
Notified.
Landing checklist completed.
$2,500.
Dublin Tower, Shamrock 2 Charlie Juliet, ILS runway 28 left.
Cabin crew prepare for landing.
Shamrock 2 Charlie Juliet, Dublin Tower, continue.
Roger, Shamrock 2 Charlie Juliet.
Speed brake armed. Minimums. Speed brake out. Manual braking. 70 knots. Reverse thrust.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, exit right at Sierra 5.
Exit right at Sierra 5. Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
Shamrock 2, Charlie Juliet, go around. Fly runway centerline. Maintain 2,500 feet.
On the go. Fly runway centerline. Maintain 2,500 feet. Shamrock 2, Charlie Juliet.
Shamrock 2, Charlie Juliet, contact Dublin, approach 119.555.
Contact Dublin approach 119.555. Shamrock 2, Charlie Juliet. Speak soon.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, contact ground 121.8.
Ground 121.8, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, bye-bye. Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, request taxi to company gate.
Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo, ramp 108 right taxi via Sierra 5, Sierra Whiskey 1. Hold short runway 16.
Ramp 108 right via Sierra 5, Sierra Whiskey 1. Hold short runway 16, Blue Max 1 X-ray Romeo.
All aircraft be advised information Alpha now current. QNH 1020. Shamrock 26 Mike, Gate Lima 407 taxi via Sierra 5 Sierra. Hold short runway 16. Gate Lima for 07 via Sierra 5, Sierra. Hold short runway 16, Shamrock 26 Mike.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, holding short 16.
Blue Max 1 X-Ray Romeo, cross runway 16 at Whiskey 1. Continue taxi via Whiskey 1, Hotel 1, Foxtrot, Outer, Charlie.
Cross runway 16 at Whiskey 1. Continue taxi via Whiskey 1, Hotel 1, Foxtrot, Outer, Charlie, Blue Max 1, X-Ray Romeo.
Shamrock 26 Mike, cross runway 16 at Sierra. Continue taxi via Bravo 2 Bravo Bravo 1. Cross runway 16 at Sierra. Continue taxi via Bravo 2 Bravo Bravo 1, Shamrock 26 Mike.
Deboarding requested. Passengers deboarding starting.